Hi, my name is Gerard and this is my video about my experiences with a catfish. So the story begins back in January this year when I downloaded the gay dating app called Grindr and I got speaking to a guy called Joe. He hit me up first and I was really surprised because he was a bit far away, but I didn't mind because he was really fit. I found out he was actually in Korea and I'm from Belfast, so there was a bit of distance there, but we really hit it off because we had a few things in common. He's from a big family and so am I. And yeah, after a few days of speaking, we decided to arrange a meetup. However, when the day of the meetup arrived, Joe told me that he couldn't go through with it because his auntie was coming out of hospital and he and his parents were trying to help her get settled back home. And I thought this was fine. I didn't mind rearranging. So yeah, we decided to rearrange for another day. The day we did settle on was February the 18th, which would have been a whole month after we first began chatting. So February the 18th arrived and the plan was I would finish work at 12:30, then get on the train and go up to Korean. However, 12:30 came and I was leaving work and I hadn't heard a peep from Joe all day. Thinking he was just running late, I then just went to Starbucks and waited around for like an hour, but he still never messaged me at all. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I was just really pissed off, so I just went to the gym and just went home. And still nothing from him all day until like 10 o'clock that night when I was going to bed. And he was telling me that he was really sorry. His nephew had to go to hospital and he had to go with him. And I was just kind of like taken aback because just seemed very strange. I don't know whether to believe him or not, but things kind of like went quiet between us, but we still continued speaking, but we never tried to rearrange for another day together because I was going away to America at the start of March for 2 weeks. But yeah, we still continued speaking, and even when I was in America we spoke a lot, like probably more so than we did before. Sometimes we would send each other audio clips, and this is one Joe sent me of him trying to pronounce my name.
I'm not sure how I'm going to say this, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Geroid.
Then by the time I came back from America, lockdown had just begun, so me and Joe couldn't even try and arrange a meetup, but we still continued chatting and I was suggesting why don't we do a video call. However, every time I tried to suggest a video call, he was always busy or he couldn't do one and blah blah blah, and like this is when my suspicions began to arise. But this is when I get into another part of the story. So back in January, after I first began chatting to Joe on the 18th, a few days later I got a message from this randomer on Instagram who literally slid into my DMs, which like never happens to me. So yeah, this guy Ryan Murphy hits me up on Instagram, starts messaging me, and I'm still kind of puzzled where he found me. So then I ask him, did he find me on Grindr? And he's like, no, I haven't used the app in months. And I'm like, okay. I don't know how else he would have found me because I definitely never met him before or spoke to him or seen his face. But yeah, he continued trying to speak to me, but I just wasn't interested, so I kind of like left it at that back in January. And then I don't hear from this guy until April, when out of the blue he starts messaging me again. I'm like, what the hell is going on? He even tries to add me on Facebook, and then I go on Facebook and look at his profile and it's just so strange. I can see his locations were Belfast and Liverpool. However, when I asked Ryan where does he live, he told me he lives in Antrim, which is neither Belfast or Liverpool. And this just seemed a bit bizarre to me, because all his friends were all from all over the place, not just like Belfast, Liverpool, like kind of like here, there and everywhere. And something just wasn't adding up. Around the same time this happens with this guy Ryan, all these stories came out about this contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race called Sherry Pie, who's been reported to be a catfish, creating a fake persona called Alison Mossy, who was meant to be like a talent scout, who got in contact with a bunch of like young guys who were upcoming actors, telling them about a big role in like productions like movies and theatre plays and stuff like this, and she would kind of like tell them they need to send her all these like videos and pictures and do intimate stuff to try and get the role at hand, but there was never any role up for grabs. It was just all fake, and she was basically just getting them to like do these things for her pleasure. Not only was she getting them to send images and videos, she was also getting them to bulk up and telling them to get on steroids to be more muscular, which is just like crazy. So then I came across a specific interview with one of the victims who was telling about his story and how he started to notice little things that made him realise he was being catfished. So he's explaining that his friend Sherry Pie was away off to do RuPaul's Drag Race, and when you're filming for that show, outside contact is very restrictive, so we couldn't really get in touch with Sherry Pie. But around the same time, he's trying to contact Alison Mosse, and he couldn't get in contact with her either. And then he starts to think maybe they're the same person.
What happened was I ended up getting wise. She was away for RuPaul. Allison told me she was going to be away for a couple weeks, but then Sherry ended up being away for 4 weeks. So when Sherry was away and I wasn't hearing back from Allison, I wrote a couple emails, didn't hear anything. Sherry came back, and her first thing that she wrote to me was, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just got emails from Allison. I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Well, she's been out of the loop for a month, sweetie. Like, I'm feeling like this is all bullshit now. Like, I'm starting to feel this when I start questioning. Are you Allison?"
Right.
So after hearing this guy speak about the time consistencies that he noticed between Sherry Pie and Alison Mosse, it starts to make me wonder, and I start to pick up on the time consistencies between Joe and this guy Ryan from Instagram. And then one day they both sent me a message at the exact same time, 8:29 AM. And then I noticed they're both online and active at the same time. And then I'm just like, okay, something's going on here. They are definitely connected or the same person. Another thing that I forgot to mention that links Ryan and Joe together is that Joe told me he went to university in Liverpool, which is also the location Ryan used on his Facebook profile. I'm just like, I need to get Joe to explain this. So I try and get him to do a video call, and again he dodges it and kind of like just ignores me when I try and suggest one, and eventually I just give up. Not only is he not doing any video calls, but he doesn't even give me any social media details. Like, when we first began speaking, I wasn't giving him my social media details because on my like Instagram and stuff I have some really weird, embarrassing pictures, but if he asked for my Instagram I would have given him it. But he never like suggested it, and at this point it's like 3 months in and he's not even doing a video call, and I'm like, frig it, I'm just gonna call him out on this bullshit because I can't do it anymore. And his reply after the message I sent him just doesn't really give me any answer. It just keeps me lingering on. He says he is being genuine, but like I'm just losing hope. Like, he couldn't be the person he says he is. If he was, like, there'd be no issue here. So then I start to question him about this guy Ryan, and he says he has like no idea who he is, and he has no knowledge of him, and for some reason I just don't buy it, but I still continue to speak to Joe. Like, there's still that hope in me, stupidly, that he is going to explain himself, or like he is who he says he is. But then like days go by and weeks go by and we're still chatting, but every time I suggest a video call he's like never up for it, and eventually I just like have enough and say, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this anymore because you aren't being real. You're just fake. And if he cared for me, like, he would at least explain, but he's not, so he clearly doesn't. And yep, then I block him on Grindr, and then I get back on Grindr, and then eventually I start speaking to this really nice guy, and I bring up this person Joe, who I think is a catfish, and then this guy like says, send me a picture, maybe I know of him. So then I send him the picture, and then he's like, oh yeah, he's for sure a catfish, like he's been doing this for years. And then I'm just like, what? You can't be serious. Because I really didn't want to accept that he was a catfish, even though I had all these like red flags and suspicions, but then like hearing this like kind of just confirms it for me. I forgot to mention that the friend who confirmed Joe was a catfish on Grindr also showed me some of the screenshots he had from this person, Ryan Murphy, who sent him a lot of messages a few years ago, just really hassling him. So yeah, full on creep. Even though I blocked Joe on Grindr, I still have his WhatsApp. So then I'm like, I'm gonna send him the screenshot of this guy saying he's a catfish, and I send him the screenshot, and I wait for him to like be active on WhatsApp. Eventually he shows up as being online. I'm sitting there waiting on my phone. I'm so glad I seen this. I can see he's online, and then the 2 blue ticks appear to show that he's read it. I'm like, yes, he knows that this person has confirmed he's a catfish. And then straight away the online goes away under his name, and I try and send a message calling him pathetic, and only 1 tick appears to show that the message has not been sent. And the reason it's not been sent is because he's blocked me, just as I suspected he would. And I just laughed to myself because it really does show how pathetic he is. But then things start to get weird again, because I start getting messages from a guy on Grindr who starts to remind me of Joe for a number of reasons. On his profile on Grindr, it just shows his age, no other details, and there's only 1 picture on it. And also I do a explore search on Grindr to see where this profile is actually located, and I can see that it is located in Korea, where Joe was from. So I'm like, I should just leave this guy, get rid of him, because it's clearly this person again trying to catfish me for a third time. But then like, actually I want to piss him off. And then I start chatting to him and asking for Snapchats, knowing that he wouldn't give me a Snapchat because he's fake. But then he suggests going on Instagram instead. Of course I don't want to give him my Instagram ID, so I ask for his. So then I search the ID that he gives me, and I have a look at the profile, and it just screams fake. There's like no followers, no profile photo, it's just all sorts of weird. So then I start to ask him about this Instagram profile, and then he's like, oh, there's no photos and stuff because I deleted all the posts after a breakup. I'm like, that's just bullshit. Like, look at the state of it. Like, could you be any more fake? Who deletes all their posts and doesn't have any followers and all over a breakup, really? And he's like, it was a 3-year breakup, which that again just screams more bullshit to me. So on my mission to catch him out again, I start to ask him where is he from, and then he tells me he's from Port Glenowyn in Ballymena. So then I start to search Port Glenowyn in Ballymena for Grindr, and his profile doesn't come up. And then I'm like, well, of course it's not going to come up because he's not in Port Glenowyn, he's actually in Korean. So then I decided I'll send him a screenshot of the 2 locations being searched on Grindr to show that his profile isn't coming up in Port Glenowyn because he's in Korean, just to show that I've caught him out once again and I don't believe his bullshit. So I send him the screenshots, and then I decide to block him because I just want nothing more to do with him. I just felt really good to piss him off, but at the same time it was really annoying because he's trying to catfish me for a 3rd time, and I'm like, what are you doing to me? So I'm just disrupting the main video which I recorded on June the 6th about this catfish experience, because there's been something else that I've needed to add. So today is July the 6th, a whole month after I first recorded that video, and I've recently just got a following from that guy on Grindr called Jake. So if you remember back to the conversation with this guy Jake, or whatever his name is, I asked him for his Instagram details. I never gave mine. I never gave my name or anything like that because I knew this was the catfish person. And this basically just confirms it's a catfish person because they've been able to find my Instagram without any of the details. And the reason they would have my name or whatever is because it would have been the person who I thought was Joe, because he knew my name, and this person, Ryan, knew my name because like they are the same person. And this is the 3rd profile of this person. There's probably more, but yeah, just had to add that in. But then I start telling one of my friends about all of this, and he's like, why don't you do a Google reverse search on some of the images that Joe was sending you? So yeah, I do the Google image reverse search, and sure enough, there's Joe's pictures there from some weird low rent OnlyFans kind of websites, and the photos are even from 2016, so the person who's doing all this catfishing has been doing it since then at least, which is just really crazy to think about. I'm sure this is the same place he got the other pictures for these other profiles too. It just makes you think, how can someone be so like cold and calculated? I've sent him pictures, he'll probably use those pictures to create another catfish profile or something, but the only way I can describe it is I feel violated, like, because I really thought I was getting to know someone, because I've never been in a relationship and this was the closest thing I've came to one, but it was all fake, like it was nothing. And I've only just came out like a year ago, so before that my guard was always up, and since coming out it was starting to come down, but now I think it's going to go back up because of all this. But I really hope it doesn't, because it'd be like taking a step backwards, and I really don't want to do that. I don't think it's right that he gets away with it, because he's just going to keep doing it and not caring who he hurts. That's just really sad. Like, how can someone do that and just think nothing of it? Like, that could really affect someone, like, mentally, because it was affecting me sleeping. And well, if it just tears someone up the wrong way, like, he'll get his comeuppance, I'm sure of it. If you've made it through this whole video, like, congratulations, because I didn't know how you could stick my voice for that long, but yeah. This wasn't the first time I tried to make a video. Like, one night I couldn't sleep. I just got up in the morning, started filming. I'm usually never up this early, but I just couldn't sleep. So, if you could see the phone, you could see that it's 6:46 AM. But then there was more to the story, so I had to film another one, and here we are. But that is it. I'm done now. I need to go and move on, but yeah. Shit happens. Bye.